VD.
When I was about 17, my friend fucked his sister's best friend, and he got something.
He got VD.
He got VD, and we went there the next day, and there was a chick with like fucking like a Phantom of the Opera mark on her face. Dog, it was fucking crazy.
What was the mark on her face?
Like she had like syphilis or something that started here. Like she had a cut in her lip, and she sucked a fucked up dick or something. And it ran. I'll never forget this. It's not even funny. It was really sad because I didn't know what she had. I just went there with my friend. My friend goes, "You got to go in there with me, dog. I'm scared to walk in there." Whoa. I said, "Let's go. What's the big deal? They're going to give you pills, whatever." I didn't know. I wasn't sexually active at that age like he was. And we went in there while I was waiting for him, dog. This chick came in, did paperwork, and she turned around, and she had gotten something that started here. Like, she had like a cut or what's that when you have chapped lips or something? And all this was like half purple and red. She sucked something bad. And after that, I was like, ooh, I got to be careful out there. It's a jungle. There's a girl on Facebook that's friends with me from high school that her pussy wouldn't get wet. So they used to call her the dry hump, Fairview, New Jersey. They used to call her Fairview, New Jersey, the dry
That's so awful. That's so fucked up. People are so fucked up. People are so fucked up.
This girl was banging. This girl was fucking banging, though.
So you'd have to like bring Vaseline or something?
Yeah, she was from Wayne, New Jersey, and she was banging. She moved to North Bergen like, and she was a sophomore. And she was dating a few guys and shit. And things happened. Like, I was friends with her. I knew she didn't like me. Like, she just didn't like me for some reason. I didn't think the world of her either. And one night in '84, I'm at a bar, and this bitch comes in. I mean, banging. 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 They also said she had some type of VD, so they called her Lori Jack. You know, like, she's got the jack.
No,
remember AC/DC sang a song.
Oh.
She's got the jack. Jack. So they used to call her name and Jack. Like, that was her name. Like, they just tormented this girl. Oh. And she dated, like, a rock guy that had, like, long hair and
rocker.
Shit. And one night I saw her. And
Rocky.
And she was banging Joe Rogan, right?
Yeah.
Banging. And I go, "You live in North Bergen now?" She's like, "Yeah, I didn't go to college. I'm a nanny. I'm a nanny," and she told me the guy's name. And I knew that guy. That guy had a massage parlor years earlier. The guy that she was being a nanny for. And I go, if she's his nanny, he's just fucking her. Something's got to be wrong. She looked so good in that miniskirt. She disappeared like 1:30. And finally at like 3, I'm sitting and I'm like, what am I going to do tonight? And I had like a bag of Coke. I go, fuck it. I'm going to go get her. So I went this is how crazy I was. I went to the dude's house, so she told me. I knocked on the door. It was 3:15 in the morning. And he's like, "CoCo, what are you doing here?" I go, "I got to talk to Lori. There's something missing." He goes, "Hold on, Lori." And she came down, and she comes outside. He's got a robe on. She's got a robe on. And I look her straight in the face. I go, "Listen, I got like 2 8-balls in my pocket. Get dressed. Let's get the fuck out of here." And she's like, "I can't." And I go, "You have to." And we argued there for like 10 minutes. I'm like, "I want to suck your pussy. I want to do dirty things to you. I don't give a fuck about the VD or the jack or the dry hump. I'm on fire." And she's like, "Well, give me 10 minutes, and how am I going to sneak out of here? I don't know." So I waited outside for her. She's like, "I'll put Lou in bed, and I'll run out." About 15 minutes later, I see her running out with her purse with like a bank deposit bag. She's like, "Fuck him. I can't take him anymore. Fuck him." We were on foot. It's 4:30 in the morning. I'm on Tunley Avenue in North Bergen. There's a bunch of those dirty hotels. So I'm like, oh, I got a score here. I got Coke. She's got money. I'm going to fuck her. I'm excited. We go back to a hotel. We finally registered. It's like $30. They asked us if we wanted the jacuzzi in the room and shit. It was one of those dirty hotels on Tunley as you go into New York City. We went in there. We walk in and she goes, "Rule number 1, you are not going to fuck me." It's 5 in the morning. There goes my fucking. There goes this night. And all of a sudden she looks at me. She goes, "Well, if you could guess the color of my panties, I'll fuck you." And I'm like, "Okay." "Red." And she goes, "They're green, but good enough." We started snorting coke, eating ass. I mean, it was filthy. I woke up at 5 in the afternoon, and Doug Flutie was throwing that quarterback, that touchdown. in 1984 or 83, Doug Flutie, I was waking up. She was naked, ripped apart. I'm waking up, and Doug Flutie's throwing the touchdown. I got dressed and got the fuck out and never saw her again. Never said to, and I even robbed the money. I took everything. She pops up on Facebook about 2 years ago, and I'm like, Lori, how are you? She's like, fuck you, you fat faggot, and all this shit. She's like, you left me there that night, but we had a good time. Fuck yeah, we had a good time. And I will hit her back. I go, what color are your panties? And she goes, what's that supposed to mean? It's fucking tremendous.
Hilarious.
I knew she gave me something. She had something. But I didn't give a fuck. It was 84. Rock Hudson was dying. I didn't use a condom. I knew the consequences. I'm like, fuck it. So I knew I was going to get something, and I probably did. I got crabs after that over the holidays. That was 84. I got crabs in 84, 85 season. I got crabs. I found out at a bathroom in Port Authority. I went to Port Authority to take a shit, and I pulled my pants down, and I'm sitting there reading the paper, and I see a crab. Like I saw something jump, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I'd never heard it. I'd never heard it, nothing. I went home and took my underwear off and got like a magnifying glass. It was over. It was all over me. They were all over the couch. I had to bring a bomb into the room, like one of those fucking bug bombs, and leave for 12 hours.
Did you really?
Oh, I crabbed up the whole fucking thing. It was crabbed up for like a month, dog.
Oh, my God.
The lady next door knocked on my thing. I was living in Tenafly, New Jersey. Lady next door knocked. Do you have a bug problem? I'm like, no. I don't know what happened. Ever since you moved in here, there's been crabs and shit.
Oh, no.
Oh, we were geeks. That's what we did at 12. But then I had little goombas in my neighborhood. And when they were 12, they did something completely different. They went behind the school and they would roll one joint and put it in a piece of glass tube and light it up. And we would drink Boone's Farm, the fruit shit, and I'd get pukey. So I didn't know who to hang out with. So I would have to be like a double agent. That was a tough job for me as a 12-year-old. I liked hanging out with my karate geeks, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I like going to competitions. I like doing forms. I like doing the semi-contact competitions where you couldn't kick above the head.
Yeah, those are good for kids.
But you don't like it anyway, but you still kick the kid and get disqualified. But fuck it, I kicked him in the jaw. Did you see,
People did that.
This is in life was simple for me. So I had to make a decision because the Kung Fu kids didn't get no pussy. They just weren't into pussy. They would talk about girls, and they maybe had a crush on the girl in the 430 class, but they never asked her to come to any of the events. My other buddies were into pussy. So eventually I cut the karate fucking geeks out, and I started hanging out with the little druggies, and you make your transition into, and from those developmental ages, like I tried to hide my drug use. I tried to hide it, especially the marijuana use. For 2 or 3 years, it was just marijuana.
Wow.
Then once I became a freshman, I didn't start basketball my freshman year. I decided let's venture out into this acid thing. Let's venture out into this mescaline thing. Ooh. It was a different name. It was mescaline, but it really wasn't mescaline, Joe Rogan. It was a little tablet. Peyote? No, it wasn't even peyote. It was a little thing.
Aren't they the same?
Excuse me?
Isn't it a similar compound?
Peyote, yeah. But mescaline is what they sell you in the South.
Right.
They supposedly put it in tequila or something.
That's mezcal, right?
Yeah, this is something that 2 little fucking white kids made in a pill. It was rat poison with something else, and it was very tiny. It was maybe the little size of this. That's it. And it came in aluminum foil, even smaller than that.
Wow.
Even smaller than that. Way smaller. That little thing, that's it. You paid $80 for it, and you got 100 of those, and you sold them for $3 a piece. And that would fuck you up for 6 hours with a 2-hour haze in between, an hour buffer and an hour to come down. And I did that for 3 or 4 months. Then they introduced me to THC Crystal, which is snorting. They sold it as, what we do is we get a bunch of stems and seeds from the reefer. We put it in a pot, and we boil that pot. And whatever separates from the stems and the seeds that goes to the sides, we scrape that off, and that's what you snort in your nose.
Oh, my God.
So I had like a personal karate rule But I would always just smoke it and do the mescaline, but I was never going to put nothing in my nose.
Oh, you had a rule like a drug addict put something in their nose.
Right, like that's it. Like that's a complete different range. I'll never shoot heroin and I'll never put
Especially
nothing in my
as a karate
nose.
man.
As a karate man, I had karate morals.
Yeah.
I was just straight away with the reefer. And then I finally ended up snorting that fucking Gorilla Biscuit shit. Because that's what it was. It was angel dust. They
Oh
just
my
they just
God.
told you.